So, as shown on screen, there should be timestamps in case, you want to skip to a boss, but otherwise, as you can see on the top of the screen, it says version 0.8.2. Figure I might as well complete the run, and as you can see, I got eaten. So, we'll move on. And this video will pretty much be a stream-like video that'll end whether when I lose a life or when I actually complete the run, which means, yeah, this is going to be straight up just an upload. So, as we actually unlock everything for the Calamity Dragon Labyrinth, yeah, it's been March since I played last, and I'm on level 7, I'm doing my best, please. But as we sit here and actually get to our setup here, I think we're still going to go with physical power. As you saw, I like to work with a lot of HP and a lot of attack with some defense, but shrug, sometimes it doesn't work out, right? So, yeah, I think choosing the first boss would be good too. I think I purposely chose Labyrinth to try and unlock parts of the space-time continuum, but hey, that's not what it's called, but I'm using my best words. So I don't actually have enough CP to grab the choose first boss, which would be nice. Lowers a lot of RNG, at least for me, but if you don't need, yeah, fragments of space-time, if you don't need it, then you don't need it. So otherwise, we're just gonna work with a default here. If you haven't seen I'll show you the update notes after this, so let's just get in and do our best. But as we actually get started here with the gameplay, we'll do my best to. I think I'm gonna run the same HP strength coup, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Again, if you didn't see what happened last time, I got eaten, so that's why. I don't think I actually want to work with Nor, because I can't guarantee I'll have an extra life by the time I reach her. And by that, I mean, yes, I am holding onto an item that gives me an extra life, so instead, we're just going to go with the new Calamity Dragons and do our best. So, yeah, off we go. Again, I'm just rolling my saves here to kind of give you my journey, but so, as we move on here, I think we're just going to immediately go for strength. Again, all of the New Game Plus benefits are really, really nice. I don't doubt you can. Let me just make sure I know what I'm doing here. Yeah, I don't doubt that you can get through higher levels of Days of Tornado without any New Game Plus buffs. That could be a challenge in itself, but hey, right? So, I guess we go. Yeah, we'll see. I should really be changing my strategy along with the whatever I pick up, but that's not what I choose to do, so I think it's arch. Yeah, I normally prioritize arches. Yeah, that's all I have to say. And yeah, because of that, I cannot disobey. Now, that being said, I actually had like a quarter rule, and then as soon as I ate a town member, the wild just went all the way down, and then I had to figure out how to get it. I mean, that give how to get it back up, and which I didn't. That's why you saw the beginning of the video. So, yeah, it would probably be to buy items that increase the personality back to rule. Yes, I had to read that to remember what it said, but hey, if it immediately gives me something to eat, I am going to eat it. However, maybe I did eat like 2 other things though, so maybe that hurt as well. But yeah, as we move on here, I'm gonna actually reroll quickly. I'm looking for Claw specifically. If we don't get it, so be it. I don't actually know what the new Calamity Dragon does, so I'm just going to get... Actually, oh, that's a magic attack. So, the funny thing about the last run is that I also didn't fight the waterfall, basically. I'm just going to say that to avoid spoiler-ish, even though you've seen it in other videos. If this is your first DRAPLINE video, or you're watching me for the first time, just know that I brought AoE physical skills for a reason. Unfortunately, I forgot where that boss was, so I did not fight that boss. I did beat the whale, though, because of a lucky crit, so that is nice, but I got eaten, as you saw, so let's move on. Odd turns. Hiya! And then off we go to the breath tutorial. However, yeah, breath is not going to be something we rely on. I mean, the higher levels are, I assume, tuned and designed so that breath cannot get you out of bosses, pretty much. The normal enemies, that's kind of your mini enrage against them. So the enemy is trying to defeat Ku, default name Ku. Hold on. Medium damage on target, strength down, intelligence down, but then you take max HP damage. And since I want to increase max HP, I don't want to do that, so we'll take sharpened claws instead. But yeah, the enemy is trying to defeat you before Ku can do breath. Now, that's not always going to defeat an enemy, but if nothing else, it'll cripple them pretty heavily. So, Shrug. I think going stamina is better in this current update because I didn't see really any stamina changes in point 9, but I think point 8.7 had some. So anywho, back to arches. If nothing else, we do want to try, and bring rule up because I do want to eat a town member. As evil as that sounds, we're trying to survive the higher levels. I promise. Oh, gaming, help. Yeah, and I think last time I ate Quinn, and that was why that was a big contributing reason why HP was so high. I used to eat stamina decreasing, but because that would mean I use a turn resting, I normally don't. Now, unfortunately, okay, yeah, I was about to say, it's already decreasing a stat. It wouldn't decrease stamina. I'm going crazy. Anywho, let's see if we can eat Quinn again. That would be nice, wouldn't it? But no. So instead, we just do work. Start a battle, opener. Opener, right? Yeah, opener. We'll go opener. We picked a boss where we want to deal as much damage as possible anyway. Even though, at that moment, again, I just got lucky crits. So, shrug. Magic attacks and evasion. That's going to be a bit of a problem. So, I'll do my best, but hey, I think I might be eating less nutritious food. I didn't say that right. Anyway, defense changes to evasion. Now we'll go. Maybe we can still tank this. I guess we're gonna find out. Also, if you see that text, if you see text not skipping, it's because it's text I haven't seen before. There's a lot of quality of life since basically I think 0.7 was when I really last played. So I know the last one said 0.8, 0.1, but as you saw, I didn't really get to tinker with it. So, strength, yeah, go strength. We're playing a physical coup for the moment. If we can get revenge, meaning I can deal damage based on lost HP, that would be nice, but, yeah. So, I can't eat anything if I want to get the infection increases for an NPC, so... But attack changes randomly. I actually still want to... So, excuse me. Oh my goodness, it's coughing. But so the thing about changing the breath is that oftentimes I'll get a breath that I don't want. But then the update changed it so that you'll get a breath that is at least suited to your coup. So I'm shrugging again as I say that. Let's actually increase resistance. Even though, actually, is that true? Is what I'm thinking true? Anyway, we'll shop for items here. If you can get a nice passive, that would help. There are a lot of nice items you can get, but it's not always guaranteed. So, and this also cuts into my... Oftentimes when I find myself shopping here, I end up using a lot of money, which you already see me doing here. So, let's take a quick look though. If there isn't anything else, so be it. Yeah, that might be a bit too much. I like to play with wild personality, but that might be a bit... Nah, you know what? Yeah, let's go. Because eventually I'm going to try to push for wild personality, so I might as well buy something that helps out with that. That means we do a lot less damage, but if we can push to wild now, that would be nice. It would be happening through... I was focusing on the loan. And I forgot what I was going to say. So... They'll buy unwanted items, and unfortunately, Arches is available as well. I haven't used that yet. That's a new thing. I think Don't Praise is, yeah, pushes towards wild. And if we can eat something that's not a villager, that would be nice. So, we'll grab Poison Touch. That actually has saved me more than a few times. It does like 20-30,000 damage average, usually, in the span of a boss fight. Not counting the final boss, because as you saw, again, I'm really just... My only experience for saying this at the moment is the last run I did. But it sure helps out a lot, I feel. So, shrug. Pay in cash, and then we'll clear this loan. Oh, goodness, Gallico, please. But, we'll train Morgantiana now. And how much is this gonna push? Okay, it's a big push. So I really did just eat too many... non-items here, and yeah, that should be the only... I think you can still eat up to 2, but just in case, I'm only gonna eat like 1 pretty much NPC, but let's actually just focus on 2 genres of 2 categories. And if you didn't know, if this is one of your first DRAPLINE videos, or you just forgot, basically, instead of eating Morgantiana, because you can't do that for few reasons, yeah, you instead eat a neighboring village. So instead of losing a town member, you don't look good in front of Morgantiana. I do want HP, so Tori is probably the second NPC I like increasing infection for. But on a run, again, on a run like this, I often do anything else. So yeah, as you can see, minus touch was changed. Let's see here. No, I didn't mean to pick that. I clicked on accident. Why do I do this to myself in real life? No. Well, let's grab some rule. We do need some of it. Because otherwise, if we push ourselves too far, if we push ourselves too much too wild, we're going to get eaten again. And you don't need to be at the far end. You actually, well, you're at the far end, but you don't have to be maxed out. You can be a little bit under max and still get eaten. That's why I'm trying to be cautious here. So by the time we fight the boss, we should have enough money to pay Calico back here. But yeah, so and yeah, if nothing else, Morgan Chiana as well. And so, especially since I'm not going to be eating any more NPCs, so shrug, right? Medium chance for strength down and hit by physical. I forgot if I have Labyrinth. Even if I don't, though, because so I recently stopped taking Ice Veil for my specific build. If your HP is a lot lower, yeah, take Ice Veil, especially if you're fighting a debuff boss. But even then, I think there's only really one, and it's the one that sleeps you that I would often choose not to do a thing. You know what? I'm actually gonna eat this too. Yeah, that shouldn't have been too big of a push. And off we go. So this is actually if not my first time, it's been a while. Nonetheless, I don't remember a lot of newer Calamity Dragons. Ice Veil, don't we need Ice Veil? I guess we're gonna find out. So, Rhythm Punch Champion, we don't have a lot of attacks. Still though, low accuracy. So yeah, unfortunately, that's not gonna happen. So I guess we do. Oh, we don't have enough to cool down all of this. Actually, we kind of do. But I think I don't think this boss. I'm gonna hope this boss doesn't strip my buffs. And just to make sure, yeah, we do have Ambrosia and we have goodies from New Game Plus. But I don't want to pop the Dragon plushie, which will save my life once. Never mind, I have fought this Calamity Dragon before. And I don't have any accuracy, so we're just going to be swinging wildly and hoping we hit. Dragon Hearts go first, then the Ambrosia. That's just what's going to be happening. And I don't think we're going to be fast enough, so we need to immediately go for a hit here and get as much damage as possible, basically. Because at this point, just to show here, yeah, plus 25% evasion, agility, and more evasion on top of it because of these extra high-level buffs. So Thundercloud for everyone, after being hit, more evasion. So can we just tank this? I'm gonna try tanking this and seeing how much damage I take. All for the sake of okay, yeah, that's not so bad. Unfortunately, can we Ice Veil in time? No. The answer is no. So unfortunately, that doesn't remove any debuffs I have, so it was a little late for me to do that. If we can hit, though, it would be nice. Oh, ignoring commands, too. I forgot about that. So, yeah, off we go. We do our best to hit, and if we don't, pretty much we're trying to 15%. And, hey, I'm doing a thumbs up in real life. Hey, nice coup. We do need to brace, please. Defend. Wrong game, but, yeah, we do need to defend. Should I pop a thing just to be certain here? Should have popped a thing. So what we're gonna do now... yeah, we're just gonna play it safe. We're gonna Dragon Fruit here. Never mind. So that's the wild coup, by the way. When coup is going wild, you do want to hope to goodness that she does an attack and it hits, because that's going to be what gives you the most efficiency. So, like that. Kind of an option select in a way, but in this particular case, against this Calamity Dragon, because of the evasion, it could end really, really badly. Thankfully, it didn't. So, I might just bonk. On evade failure, reduce damage taken by... Oh, yeah, evade failure. So you have to fail an evasion, assuming you have evasion. Magic, no, and no. So all magic stuff, or evasion. Which we do not want. Medium damage to 1, remove all positive effects. That is useful. Yeah, and I don't want to grab another one. So we'll grab this just to look. I don't remember if I'll ever need it, though. So I guess we're going to find out. And yeah, I didn't bring any AoE, so I'm a little sad, actually. But right before the summer, we definitely want to make sure we have enough stamina. Because I have... I have missed stamina before, so confectionery box. And calico payments. Yeah, I've been missing stamina before, and that's not good. In fact, we do need to rest this turn anyway, but hey. HP would be nice to take strength, otherwise the defensive stat. That's my priority here. Again, with this specific coup. So HP. And off we go. It's partially because most of the items we get in New Game Plus, or the two, like the Dragon Heart, and the Ambrosia. Well, Ambrosia is 100% HP, but you get the point. 50% HP on a higher max HP coup is more healing. But you could argue that I'm not saying that other builds don't work. It's just that I find the most success with running a high HP strength coup. You could probably work at the magic coup as well, but I like to run physical, so yeah. But we don't have any money, so instead we go to not. Praise for a little bit of rule, but we don't need a lot of rule. We want to stay in this basically 33% quadrant of wild. Small damage, gain accuracy, a bit late, now that we're never going to be missing too much. And bonk. We have like 8 fans now, and yeah, I know 2 is used after the first one, but I'll scratch. I think we have the poison proc on physical attacks. So as we get an Archist event, power with small lower damage increases. I clicked on accident again. Oh. Why do I do this to myself? No, I'm not saying the game needs to have a hole to confirm, but yeah, I guess that is something to think about, because if you require hovering over something to see a tooltip or info, I guess it could be something to think about. But anyway, I would like to take defense, but I see HP, so I just take HP. Now, vitality or defense and resilience or magic defense does play a huge part. So even if you increase your HP by like 30,000, if your vitality is like too low, you're still just going to end up taking a bunch of damage. So let me check to see. Okay, yeah, it is coming up. We don't have a stamina recovery item, do we? No, we don't. Just making sure what our passives are. Yeah, that comes with stuff. Dragon plushie and then chainlet is really what I have, which increases my strength by quite a bit. So yeah. Now the unfortunate part here, oh, that's why we don't have any money. I was like, oh, 5,000. No, that's my debt to Calico. Stuff. So I could decrease. Yeah, let's actually decrease stamina a little bit. Hopefully we'll eat something that increases it, but otherwise, the waterfall is here, right? What I feel like the one on the left had the waterfall, but I checked the last run I did pretty much before this recording, and it was not there. And basically, reaching the waterfall means I can fight a boss. Unfortunately, I don't have any. AoE attacks, which is primarily what I want to see. But I guess we're gonna find out. So we're just gonna work with what we've got. I don't think I can change my skills here unless the developer changed things. So we're just gonna immediately eat and see what we can do. If we ignore commands, great. Because if and when we ignore commands, we're pretty much just gonna one-shot any of these mobs. So as we fight Octanya in version 0.9, because there's probably going to be a timestamp here, the moment Ku disobeys a command and hits a tentacle, they're going to go down. If you don't know the primary mechanic of this fight, it's to get rid of the tentacles and then fight the boss. Normally, you could do that through AoEing, I assume, but if you hit a tentacle really, really hard, it's going to also fall. So, hey. Now, that being said, hopefully, nope, ignoring commands. Hit something really good. Nope, she ignored commands into sharpened claws. That's not what I wanted to see, but at least her next attack is critical. Next thing to do is hopefully that she doesn't do... yeah, so you can't change your skills before entering, or you can, but you have to do it before you actually enter the waterfall. So here's hoping. Well, at least that stops me from getting debuffed, but I don't remember if these actually debuff anything. So yeah, we're gonna find out. We can dance and chop here. Ignore commands dancing chop, please. I think that's just gonna one-shot. So yeah, it's gonna one-shot a tentacle. Because again, because of the passive we have where we get plus 50% strength. And we're a lot weaker when we're not ignoring commands, but with the amount of wild we have, we should be... well, actually, we can check. So, 100%... yeah. I can't see it, actually. But basically, the more wild your Ku's personality is, the more likely she's going to ignore commands. Unfortunately, she's not doing so I really should have just did a crit, but meh. Don't Dancing Chop. Well, I guess you can Dancing Chop here. You can also just hit the boss, I suppose. But we want to try and guarantee a crit. I mean, well, no, well, increase our critical damage. Sorry, because our crits are guaranteed when we ignore when Cook ignores commands. Shrug. We can actually hit the boss there. Well, the problem here is that if you don't defeat the tentacles, she's gonna eventually. The boss here is gonna eventually ramp up her healing over every turn, and it's gonna out heal the damage you do. So, yeah. But as we ignore a command, because we want to breath early. If you don't breathe early, when this tornado debuff reaches high level, Dragon Breath does little to no damage. Do I risk a Dragon plushie here? Let's do this first and then see. I think I'll still be okay for the moment. Unfortunately, that tentacle took all the damage, but it's fine for the moment. So, Dragon Fruit and move on. We really need an ignore command into a chop here, by the way, but if it doesn't happen, then sadness. Now, every time the boss resummons a tentacle, though, this heal over time gets cleansed, so that's why you want to continue doing a thing. Punch, yeah, it's not the most damage. I need to rechange the skills. Noting here that because of the thing about this is that when I'm increasing crit rate here, at least when we're ignoring order or when orders are not ignored, I can still deal damage. But unfortunately, we're getting our physical attacks nullified, so yeah, we don't want to actually attack this turn. And this is why AoE is strong, because AoE, when a tentacle guards all the other damage, it soaks all of the damage, so that AoE becomes a big single target hit. Dancing Chop, please. That'll be okay for the moment, but it's not what we needed. So, nullify magical attack, unfortunately. Please ignore commands and Dancing Chop, even though it's turn 18. Actually, ignore command just ignores the guard? Question mark? Well, that's interesting to see. I might end up using another healing item here, but that's fine. Defeating this boss is worth it. Now, it's not worth a dragon plushie, but we'll work with what we've got. So, let's just go full out. We need to start dealing more damage. Unfortunately, we also would like a crit too, but when that doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, so I just shrug and cry. We don't have enough attacks, basically. We should just be going full attack. Also, it guarded physical attack, so I should have just healed this turn. Dragon Fruit again. Or Medicine. Yeah, Medicine here. This actually... Oh. No, don't... Save the Dragon plushie. Okay. Please don't ignore this time. Then at least deal a lot of damage. That's... Yeah, Dragon plushie's gone now. That makes me so sad. I thought Ku could ignore orders into an item use, which is not what you normally want to see, but it can happen, I thought. But I guess it doesn't as much anymore. So Max Storm is going to hurt, and this boss needs to be defeated really, really soon. And unfortunately, that's not going to happen because my Dancing Chop was used on an even turn and the command was not ignored. So, Hope We Breath. I wonder if this fight was changed. I feel like my breath is doing a lot more damage to the tentacles. Although that being said, breathing when the tentacle is guarding makes it seem like you're doing a lot of damage. But yeah, now it's not. So yeah, that's because of the storm level being max. Here means that I don't get a lot. We need to medicine here, by the way. Okay. Please attack! I didn't get to set my skills, I'm sorry! If you hit the boss, this battle would be over, though. You know what? I'll just risk losing here, because we already popped the dragon plushie. Might as well just go all out. Now, unfortunately, that's right, I wasn't paying attention. It was nullifying that physical attacks. Now you wanna just do nothing. Well, hey. We need a ignore command right now or next turn into the boss, and if not, I'll spend a retry here. I'll retry here. I don't really care. Oh my sweet goodness! See, yeah, 58,000 damage. That would have been good enough, but we're just gonna. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I usually remember to change my skills before entering the waterfall here, but because that didn't happen. We have to use one of our lives. So, again, this only happens on high tornado levels where you get a certain number of retries. So, yeah, that's all I have to say. Ignoring orders, yeah, so that's the one we want. Quick Ice Veil does nothing for me here. So Aura Crash question mark? Does that count? I don't think we can actually strip I don't think we can strip the storm buff, but I guess we'll just do science. If it's not intended, well, I didn't know, but if it is intended, it would be nice. So guard incoming attacks. We don't have any AoE, so we just have to do our best with what we've got here. So, oh, my tummy. And yeah, we need to ignore commands. Ignoring commands here would help out a ton. I wonder if the attack or the strength increase from the passive also is stacked on top of what we have here. But nullifies physical attacks, so we can't do anything this turn anyway. So really only have 2 turns to do our opener here, but shrug, right? So without further ado, guard ally, so we just have to throw our big attack on this one. Doesn't strip that buff, to be fair. I mean, it's supposed to eat our attack anyway. And yeah, we just continue attacking, or doing our best to attack. Ignore orders into the small claw would help, but since it's not happening, that's literally our win condition. Our win condition is Ku ignore orders and does a lot of attacks. Particularly Wild Scratch, but if not, shrug, right? Wild Scratch? No, a punch instead. That's not what we want to see. I should have actually just swapped that out for another attack, all things considered, because these attacks have small enough cooldowns for it to do a thing. Small enough cooldowns for me to continue attacking every turn. And if I can't, then it doesn't really matter because we can probably use an item or something anyway. So, do our best. Please do a Wild Scratch or an Aura Crash would help as well. Again, we need to really just ignore commands. Maybe I should have pushed Ku to Wild more before summer here, but it's too late. Okay, yeah, it does act first. So if Ku ignores commands, she gets to go first and goes through the physical parry, which is very, very nice. Or not always, I guess, but I guess we just got lucky, question mark? Well, anyway. Don't Dragon Breath, we just punch here and do our best. Actually, Dragon Breath probably would have been better, but I think it's better to save it for the tentacles here. So she's gonna do tentacle regen, never mind. I ignored commands. Dragon Breath anyway, because it'll still do AoE damage. Unless it just ignored, no, I was about to say. So yeah, when a tentacle is not, doing a thing, is not soaking up the damage, we can deal a lot of damage to the boss early on. After this, though, pretty much after your first breath, from what I know, no, I didn't mean to do that, but yeah, after your first breath, you're not going to be dealing damage with breath anymore. That's my experience. Hey, chop. Nope. That's still good. That's still good to see. 8,000 damage is very good here, but obviously as we continue on this run, we actually want to deal a lot more damage than that, but this'll do. I think we can just trade blows. Hopefully we get out. Yeah, because on this turn, we can still deal damage. Now, unfortunately, can I hit this? Let's see if we can hit this. Never mind. Well, we get rid of a tentacle. That's still good. And we should be out. Yeah, we should be out. Hey, turns out changing my skills helps immensely. Except it's just that I forgot. Also, being aware of physical nullification is also nice. So, higher agility, boost crit power. I mean, I do like agility, and agility was made better for the player in this update. But otherwise, probably crit, right? Yeah. Apply debuffs on crit. Shrug. And then we don't want to use Call of the Storm. But we get, I think the reward candy is extra stamina immediately. But otherwise, let's just boost more strength and some HP, but mainly strength. And let's eat everything. Oh wait, we're a bit wild. Oh, well, hey. Don't eat me, Ku, please. Please don't eat me. You'll get a warning first, but yeah, you do want to get rid of that ASAP. I think you get like a fair number of turns, but still. Agility, resistance, please. We need to pay Calico back. And off we go. Now, I don't know if it's on a timer or on a proc chance that Ku eats you, but still, nonetheless, because we're not boosted from fighting anomalies yet. Anomalies? Calamities. Oh, man. Craziness. Udupika, not... it doesn't really matter. I'm trying to... actually, it does matter, doesn't it? So we praise here, get some wild... Oh, to get some rule. We need more than that. Ku's still gonna eat us at this level, so... And now we have to fight a Meteor. But last run, it really did help. That would be nice. But let me take a quick look. Quick Punch, Rhythm Punch. We are using very small attacks, but I feel like that's not going to fly on the final boss. And that's usually what I'm thinking of, but maybe it's okay. No, it's not okay. It's not okay. Just increase, yeah, increase Wild Scratch. Could have rerolled there, but I'm shrugging in real life. We'll just work with what we've got. So, eat cheap food. Could have rerolled there, but we don't have a lot of money to spare. We need all of our items still, so over to Morgantiana we go. This is probably a reroll, right? Yeah, it's a reroll. This is just... Yeah. Because bosses later on will have higher max HP. I don't think that's been nerfed against us yet, but hey, otherwise, as we get an item for 30,000 HP, that's still going to be a nice amount of HP to heal. So, hey. And just, yeah, more HP, please. Even though we're about to just hurt ourselves with that, but hey, oh, rest turn, by the way. I do need a rule item, so if we can go into the shop and get that, it would be nice. I'm gonna increase vitality here, by the way. But, in we go. So you get a 30% off sale. That's what the exclamation mark was for. Unfortunately, we don't have enough funds to buy Ambrosia. But we're really just looking for something that increases rule. We did not find it, so... Shrug. Do I want to just work with loans this run? I probably don't want to risk it. Yeah, it's really unfortunate we couldn't get... I would have liked another Ambrosia, but... Again, we're mainly looking for rule items, and as Ku... Yeah, we're now in the... time here, so that event unfortunately also pushes Ku to wild, so we're on a timer now. So gonna take this loan immediately. I could have taken the loan item, but chose not to. Won't matter if Ku eats us anyway, so we're really hoping that we get a chance to increase it. No. I think we need at least 3 of those. Otherwise, yeah, so that, and I think one more would get us a lot safer, but we're gonna find out. I forgot who I'm fighting, by the way. So, whoops. I guess we're just gonna go for it. Yeah, we're just gonna go for it. It's not like we have a lot of defensive skills anyway, so... Shrug! Boomerang attack, low accuracy. Well, we don't want to do that. I think I would Ice Veil. Yeah, even though that's a lot of HP to lose. This boss, if we're fighting who I think we're fighting, we are gonna lose a lot of HP regardless. Unfortunately, that means that when Ku ignores orders, there's a chance things don't go well, but... Hey. And yeah, this is a new Calamity Dragon. So, let's find out. Off we go. If you're here for the story, I'm sorry, I'm here for the gameplay. But, as we actually fight the new Calamity Dragon, what's our mechanic here? Because it'll be interesting to see the others. Yeah, Snowflake enough. Shield no longer decreases per turn, so that's, yeah, that's gonna be oof. Thin Ice on self every 7 turns. That negates 1 debuff, I believe. So we'll do our best. I could try... Because Shield doesn't count as a buff, so I think I'll just do Dancing Chop instead. Yeah, Dancing Chop instead. Unfortunately, we don't get as much here, but shrug, right? And then Poison goes through Shield, so it's nice, but... Unfortunately... Oh, and she also pierces Shield. So... Yeah, it doesn't matter though when we just go hit a bunch of attacks. Also, yeah, that's right. The debuff, it's not every single debuff. It's a random debuff of, you know, strength, intelligence, vitality, or resilience. But it's still nice. Shield is up equal to current HP. We do want to defend here, by the way. Or can I just eat this in the face? I'm gonna try eating this in the face. Yeah, let's try eating this in the face. That wasn't a lot of damage to deal, but I figure if we're going to do something anyway, we might as well do an attack if we're not going to defend. That being said, cannot act due to recoil, ignoring orders, Wild Scratch, hey! And that removed like over half of the shield immediately. So, do our best. We're not dealing a lot of damage at the moment, but it's fine. Because we're also deep. Wow, this is a lot better than I thought. But, let's see here. If we wild scratch, well, there's no cooldown, so I should just be wild scratching anyway. But I think that was this one buffed as well. Anywho, let's move on. Substitution. I forgot what that does. I think it just negates all of the damage for one turn? Question mark. Or and guarantees an evasion. But meh. So can I Ice Veil here? I know that hurts me, but just in case we take a debuff in the face. And then Dancing Chop. Yeah, we're not dealing a lot of damage at the moment, but again, when we ignore orders, I promise you it's going to look a lot better. I guess we might as well Dragon's Breath, because either we're going to ignore commands or not. Ow! That hurt, by the way. Am I going to take weird damage here? No, thankfully, but since we're going to be missing anyway, we might as well pop a medicine. I'm going to be... No, we're just going to pop 50,000. Let's not be cheap here. Ignore a command, wild scratch, or a crash as well will help. So, we missed because substitution. Ignore commands, wild scratch? Question mark. Wild scratch. No. Yeah. And hopefully we hit this next one. Let's find out. Okay, I just want to figure out how much damage it does on an even turn. Not a lot. On top of what I was already working with. Oh, I didn't mean to Ice Veil. I was supposed to actually either defend or just scratch. I should have just scratched, actually. But we can Aura Crash now. Please? Unless we had some... No, that was substitution. I should just be attacking. I'm going crazy. Ah! Hey, turns out when your strategy works and goes well, it goes well. But... we do have another. We'd have a third boss that we have to go through, so we'll do our best. But yeah, here's hoping that I either get a revenge skill or just more synergy. So that's the Fracta achievement or a crash. More damage, less cooldown. I could try to gamble for a claw, but let's just take the guarantee here. In my gaming life at least. At minimum, I don't often like... this sounds weird to say, but I don't like taking the risky option if I'm like very conscious of it. Because things don't go well when I am deciding to take risks, basically, which usually ends up poorly for me. So, let's go to Quinn. We still need to help with the personality here, so yeah. And I think we should be out of getting eaten, and if not, we're gonna find out. So... I was about to say, it went black and then the BGM went away. I got really scared for a moment. I really wish I could reroll this. Funny enough, I'll take agility. Let's see how better agility is for us in this update. And in case I didn't say it, I mean... Well, I'll just say it now. So, every few months, basically, the game gets a main... It was getting main updates, so that means about 2-3 months from now, or at least 3-4 months from now, expect to see the full game and the full story. We did not eat that, so yeah, off we go. We're trying not to get eaten ourselves. That's the main way. That's the main reason I remember that. So, no, we have to keep saying no here, because just to make sure we don't get eaten. I'm not going to take the risk here. So, as we get a Morgan Shiana event, unfortunately, we don't get anything here, so we're just looking for a passive. Any passive, really, because we're only going to get tail, question mark tail? And we need to fight a Meteor soon, so hey. But, as we look into the shop, after we spend a bunch of funds, question mark? I might actually just loan here. Actually, I'm going to reroll quickly. And yeah, we're definitely going to loan. So, the reason why I'm doing this is that I can buy things in the shop. And also, Ku has more animations at home, or graphics at home. But yeah, hold on. Oh, coughing. You know what? I'm just gonna buy the medicine. Surprise box, just in case I need it. Let's see what else. No, occasionally helping villagers getting 10. You receive a 10% bonus. So is this gonna be working? I guess working Ku. If we have tickets, we'll use them here because I do want another item like ambrosia. So that'll help out. Otherwise, we'll grab a rule item. And you know what? We'll grab extra stamina and then just pretty much use up all of our money. Off we go. And if Calico appears and wants to buy some Woof tickets, then hey, I should have taken a look at that. I get to take a look at that right after this. So, we didn't take another loan, by the way, but yeah, let's do a thing. I'm just gonna go for as much stamina as possible. There's a discount on it anyway, but isn't there a log? Am I going crazy? I'm going crazy. I'm going absolutely crazy, but yeah, let's go off. So, we need to just do some work. Unfortunately, we don't find Arches or Tori, so we just do our best. Is it guaranteed? It looks like it's guaranteed. I can't tell. So, what are these? Plus 30? Yeah, let's let her eat it. What do we do now? Are we gonna be okay? Hopefully we're okay. I just fought this Calamity Dragon. I already forgot what she does. So, yeah, let's find out. We'll just take the one that's less money so we can pay off Calico as much as possible. And hey, surprise, surprise, I'll tell you right now, just offhand, that I don't like being in debt either. So, yeah. We could probably sell the donut if I really need to. And I think I will, because I'm going to be taking another loan here in the face. We're going to be fighting a boss anyway, but let's not take any more interest payments. And let's see what we can sell. I actually haven't used this yet. I think this is this new to 0.9? Well, anywho. Max stamina, blah, 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 blah. No, we want all of those still. We don't actually get a lot of money, but that's to be expected. So, Hyper Donut, sell. Again, this is not a lot, so shrug, right? But when you sell enough, you get something out of it, basically. So, that wasn't a lot, but we didn't need the donut, I promise you. So, that wasn't the greatest use of an action, but now my curiosity is sated. So, as we take even more HP, I really want a revenge skill. You're not always going to be guaranteed to get it, by the way, so let's fight this comet. Let's fight this meteor. Comet? Meteor? Anywho. So, we do 10% max HP, and unfortunately, I don't have anything to save me, so hopefully I don't get oofed by this meteor immediately. So, yeah, the answer is no for the moment, but we can do anything else, so let's do a thing. Yeah, we're not taking debuffs. I actually should have switched my skills up. We need to be ignoring commands, though. Without that, we're not going to be able to defeat this enemy. So, we do our best. We're going to Ice Veil just to get rid of it, so that when Ku ignores orders, she's more likely, if not guaranteed, to use Wild Scratch. Shrug. I actually should have healed there, and the reason is because if she ignores orders this turn, we might just get hit by an attack this turn. Unless we just go down here. Please don't. Okay, good. Nope, never mind. We popped the dragon plushie. Well, that's not good to see because you can't lose. You can't game over during these boss fights. So I didn't actually want to see that. Well, Ku has not ignored an order. Yeah, it's because our wild personality is less wild, but you would think that sadness. Yeah, because this is still, we get the most benefit still. So sadness, right? That's not what we wanted to see. We wanted to see small scratch, but let's see. Was it turn? Yeah, 10 at 10 turns. I don't think Dragon Breath is our best option, but we might as well see, right? It actually is. Never mind. I lied. I'm a big liar. Please tell me we get to deal a lot of damage. Actually, let's heal just to be safe here. Because it's an odd turn anyway, it's not like I get to do a lot of damage. Basically, it's an option select. If we heal, nice. If we don't, then Ku must be ignoring orders to do an attack. That's all I'm trying to say. Now, we still need to actually... We didn't actually ignore orders a lot here, so we just got unlucky. A shrug, that's all I have to say. So, without further ado... yeah, I don't think there's much I can do. We have to hope for something, and we did not get it. So, we just take this in the face and lose. Because yeah, if the meteor doesn't get beaten, you lose that, and I think I lose my dragon plushie for that, which makes me so sad. I think literally ignoring orders once into a scratch there would have gotten me the victory, but shrug. So, and just to make sure, I think we do. Yeah, we do lose the dragon plushie, unfortunately for that. Yeah, torn dragon plushie. So off we go. Normally Tori, but let's just max out Morgan Chiana here. We do want to eventually lower our wild back down, but hey. Don't need quick punch. We're actually... I don't think it gets evasion, right? I'm just gonna reroll here. That's still not great, but hey. Actually, I'm gonna reroll again. We have fans to spare. Yeah, let's go. I do need to hit crits. Hitting crits would be nice. Ignoring orders would be much, much better. And then I'm so in debt with Calico right now that I'm so sad. I can't even visit the store. So yeah, let's just loan out this. Pay off Calico a lot. Either way, all my money is going towards Calico at the moment. We could fight an enemy for this, but I'm just gonna RNG. We're here now. We gotta do the best we can. Never mind. Don't eat the cat. I don't know what the effect is yet, but I don't want to take any risk where I don't need to. Yeah, let's equalize out our stuff. This is a lot of money to lose, by the way. So, here's hoping. Arches again, finally. Please give me something. Oh, that's right. I do have an extra power charge. You know what? Might as well. So, power charge would not have saved me from the Meteor. It's just a nice thing to grab in case I need it. I'm pretty sure I don't need it, though. So, could have also equalized again, but at this point, we're definitely loaning too much money. So, let's do a thing and let's let's change our skills now while we have the time. Hold on. Let me just take a look. No, excels at inflicting debuff. So Ice Veil will help out here. It's everything else that I'm not sure of. So, power charge. Does this stack on top of ignore orders? I'm gonna assume it. I'm gonna hope it does. This does mean we don't have a lot of attacks to ignore orders into, though. So that's gonna be a little dicey, but it's the path I chose. So, yeah, we're not as wild anymore, but hey, also, never mind, we have another skill we can use instead. So no more power charge. Just anything else instead, and we're gonna sell all these. We need as much money as possible. It's not a lot of money to sell for, but it's okay. So, yeah, reminder to myself that we need to be more wild, because I think we don't have the full wild personality buff at the moment. So remove power charge, wild slash, this is what we want to... You want to see both of these skills, basically, or at least 2 skills for at least a higher chance, and then we're going to keep Ice Veil because we don't want to get debuffed. So we're going to wait for the timestamp here, and then I'll talk strategy. So as we fight Dorothy here, let's see how useful this really is, because we're taking a bunch of stuff. I don't think we actually get to act first. No, we don't. So we have to take this max HP decrease, but afterward we should be able to just go all out, kind of. So yeah, off we go. Unfortunately, no ignoring orders. That makes me so sad to see, by the way. So time to option select. Either we Aura Crash, or we ignore orders into an attack. Unfortunately, we didn't get that. So, shrug. And we're taking a lot of damage, but... Oh, ignore orders, coup, please. I should have checked my passive as well. I don't think we're actually getting the full... Yeah, so we're not getting the full effect, which is not great to see, but... We need an order ignore really soon, or we're going to be in a lot of trouble. So, medicine 30 first, just gonna be greedy. And you know what? Actually, let's just keep using medicine here, because, again, either Ku's going to ignore orders, or... Well, we have reverse healing, so never mind. It's the next instance of healing, too, so we actually can't touch our healing unless we want to heal a little bit. But... Yeah, let's use 10,000 here, so we get hurt by 10,000. Actually, more than that, but you get the point. And we just sit here and do our best. Yeah, I should have left. I was a bit too nice with the wild personality here. Well, we're still gonna do our best, but really, Ku needs to ignore orders at some point, please. Because as you can see here, the boss is recovering her HP. Oh my sweet goodness! I should have thrown in guaranteed attack item, or yeah, guaranteed attack item. Help! Ice Veil, even though we're just gonna get debuffed in a moment. Yeah, evasion max. We actually do need to toss the marking ball, with so that the thin, at least the thin ice falls off. But if we're just trying to go for it, I guess we're going for an attack. And yes, I guess we did need accuracy. Oh, sweet goodness, help! Dragon fruit first before ambrosia. Yeah, so losing the dragon plushie here isn't great. No, ignoring orders. What are the odds of me ignoring orders, by the way? No, I don't know, actually, so... this is so painful! We don't really have any other kind of build, though, so it's really, really unfortunate. Yeah, because this is the only thing we have. We don't have any other side setup we can go for. Yeah, not like we can prepare. Well, we kind of do, but it's low accuracy anyway, so... It's really iffy, basically. So, we're gonna find out. Low vitality would help, but... it's so painful here. Oh, goodness. Yeah, we have to pop another dragon fruit immediately. And yeah. Oh, I didn't mean to defend. Oh, misclick's also hurting me quite much. Quite much. Very much. Ice Veil. Although that doesn't affect, that doesn't save the that doesn't stop the fact that we're taking thorns in the face or a crash. Try to do as much damage as possible, but as you can see here, the boss is healing just as much damage as I'm dealing when I'm not critting, especially when I'm not critting, and especially when we're not ignoring orders. So yeah, funny enough, it's turned into a breath match at the moment, where the most damage I'm getting is coming from the breath. And I think we're about to take a bunch of breath as well. Does this, does the thingamajiggy... No, I'm not going to take, I'm just going to Ambrosia now. Yeah, I'm going to Ambrosia now. Does Ice Veil stop this breath debuff, the reverse healing? Yes, it does. So. Yeah, this is not great. Man, that makes me so sad. Now we took reverse healing, so we really don't want to heal anymore. I'm going to do this. See how much damage we get from that. It's probably should have popped that earlier. What else do we have? Not really much else. Never mind. I lied. I guess we just start using reward pudding because we don't have a high crit rate anyway. And there's not much else to say. We're basically just trading blows until the end here. So here's hoping. Yeah, here's hoping. And then we missed. So pain. Do we keep that? No, we don't. We have to use another reward pudding. Oh, goodness. Help! 3 stacks of max HP down. Which, thankfully, because we have a lot of max HP at base, we don't need to worry as much. But we definitely do have to just go for broke here. So it seems like we're not going to be ignoring orders at any point. Unless there's an effect that stopped me from ignoring orders, which would be weird. But just making sure, yeah. Verse healing every 8 turns. So yeah, we definitely just have to go all out and hope for the best. It's not working well, but... if we don't use a retry here, it would be nice. So, you know what? We're just going to use Ice Veil. I think I need 2 breaths to defeat this boss. I don't think we have enough time for that. So, we're just going to do our best. Do I have the poison passive? I thought I did. Huh. Well, do our best. So, and miss. Yeah, this is very painful. No, not like this. Pain. So I said until we lose 1. I guess we'll just go until the end of the run. So Ice Veil or a crash. So we need something more than what we have. Probably Dancing Chop. In fact, probably should even take Power Charge because it doesn't seem... If Ku suddenly starts disobeying orders now, I'm gonna be quite sad with myself. But otherwise, I think we just have to go for broke here. We're going to keep Ice Veil so that we don't get reverse healing, because we need to use healing items here. Otherwise, if we don't Ice Veil in time, we're actually going to keep some of the 10,000 healing items so we can actually heal ourselves. So, yeah, immediately Ice Veil. Yeah, immediately Ice Veil, because we're going to be taking more debuffs in a moment. And then Power Charge, Dancing Chop, because we'll be in an odd turn. And let's find out how much damage we do. So, pain. Okay, yeah, that is quite a lot more damage. And with agility down, I think we should be taking turn 1. Guess we're gonna find out. Are we going to be doing this in time? Otherwise, I should just Harpy Sword to be safe here, but... Marking Ball first. Yeah, we're first, so that way we apply marking. And unfortunately, we don't get much else. Next attack, though, so let's actually save our stuff until we can actually deal damage. Let's actually heal first. And then do a big prep. We're gonna Ice Veil here, so we don't take reverse healing, I'm pretty sure. And then we start preparing, because this next attack is guaranteed to hit. So we want to prepare everything for the hit, right? Question mark? Power charge, and then also, I guess, give ourselves reward pudding here. And then go for the... No, we can't Dancing Chop yet. Does this count? Does this remove marking and my power charge? Let's find out, actually. It doesn't. And the evasion is increased, so that's unfortunate. But I have to take the risk here, so hey, let's hope we hit. Yeah, we did. That wasn't a lot of damage, but we'll deal with it. So, Ice Veil's on cooldown. That's... I didn't want to see that, but... I guess that means we can pop healing now. Yeah, let's pop healing now. We'll save 10,000 heals for both Ambrosia uses, theoretically speaking. We don't get to go first, so we have to eat this these stacks of debuffs. And I think we can be okay here. The evasion is a little annoying. But what else do I have, right? Like, if we hit one of these, I think we'll be okay, because we're eventually going to be able to... We'll eventually be able to Dragon Breath. Shrug, that's the end of the sentence. We'll eventually be able to Dragon Breath. I will just throw attacks out, though, but yeah, not being able to hit is not great. So, yeah, it's not great. Ice Veil's on cooldown. Might as well power charge then, I guess. And we're gonna find out. So, we should be able to take a hit here. And in fact, I'm gonna do more. So we're gonna breath and then heal. Unfortunately, yeah, the evasion is really putting a damper on things. We're gonna Ambrosia immediately, though. Yeah, I could have waited until the max HP debuff fell off, but meh. Yeah, and the fact that we can't... So that does remove my power. Even if I miss, I lose power charge, which is not great to see, but shrug, right? Gotta deal as much damage as we can, if we can. If we can even hit. Yeah, that's not great to see. Dancing Chop, please. Odd turn. Go for it. We don't have Ice Veil, and just a lot of sadness. Is this the breath attack? It is. I pushed her. We have to defend here. So we take this reverse healing in the face. But after that, well, first and foremost, we have to Ice Veil. Unfortunately, we didn't get to before we got our max HP decreased. But we first heal 10,000, quote unquote. Actually, damage us 12,000. But then we do our recovery. No, we Dragon Breath first. We need to cycle this BP. Oh boy, yeah, that's not great. Ow, the pain! Not like this! Yeah, training complete. So, oh, I did need the accuracy. It was the accuracy too, but also the fact that I didn't put... Yeah, we were too high on the rule spectrum. We need to be more wild to get through that. I'll remember that for the next time, especially when if I'm doing a run off recording. But otherwise, yeah, let's move back to the main screen and I'll show you the update changes. So, again, timestamps exist all for this, so if you're here skipping, well, you won't be listening to this. Otherwise, as I roll my saves here and we go back to the question mark main screen, I'll show you the update changes. So without further ado, let's get into it. We'll start at 0.9.0. I will just go through everything just in case the text is too small. So add a new first boss, Calamity Dragon Melty. That's who I was fighting, I think. Second boss, Fracta, or who I was also fighting. No, actually, I didn't fight Melty yet because I couldn't choose my first boss. I'll do that later. Several artifacts, as you can see here. I don't think I got any of them. Increased the effects of certain skills. I don't use any of these. I wanted revenge, but I didn't get it. Increased the effects of certain artifacts. Did I use any of these? No, so I don't know. I mean, they've been buffed, but I don't know the exact change. Add to continue to the title screen that automatically loads the latest save data. Cool. It was a lot more clicks to actually load the game and then go to continue and wait for the game to load. Add difficulty labels such as hard, great, hard, and expert for difficulty levels 2 and above. Reduce the amount of agility gained by enemies on a difficulty level 2 and above. Great, because I feel that it made agility useless beforehand, where you had like 6,000 agility, but the bosses still like outsped you, and so it's like I might as well just build other stats basically. Especially when bosses are applying agility down, and so you're just like, haha, joke's on you. My agility was already at like 2,000. So, I mean, if it doesn't make a change, or if it actually was more important before this change, then so be it, right? But in gray text or lighter text here, it says, adjusted so that even on higher difficulties, proper training can provide more opportunities to act for enemies. So literally what I just said, yeah, literally what I just said. Now, that being said, we're still getting agility down, but that at least makes that debuff more significant because you actually care as opposed to before this change. If you didn't know, I feel, at least I felt, that since agility didn't matter, you just built every other stat instead. I'm shrugging in real life. Added random events. You saw some that I couldn't skip, I'm pretty sure. Those are the ones. Added default teaching phrases to the scenario select screen. That way you don't have to basically waste more time, picking the phrase that you do during the story once you play the game more than like a few times. Changes that where requirements for villager affinity events are displayed when selecting actions in the village. That way you know what you're doing. And it's nicer to know, like, yeah, again, getting affinity events if you're at least unlocking them, but also if you're focusing on them during the run, because they provide advantages. I think that's mainly skill acquisitions. Again, I was kind of autopiloting. Change the reward condition for a wonderful voucher from every 5,000 gold worth sold to every 2,500 gold sold when selling items. Okay, yeah, so selling items was released earlier as well, which was in 0.8.3, which I was not playing. If you saw at the very beginning, I was on 8.1, so shrug. And yeah, if you saw the value of items being sold that I was selling, they weren't very high, so basically I had to sell a lot. So I understand, or I can kind of see where this change came from. Change so that meeting the buyback division grants a reward candy. Nice. Steam achievements. Nice. Polished parts of UI. Nice. I didn't notice anything at the moment, but again, I didn't play DRAPLINE as much in the past few months. Change so that the Sea Beast and Meteor events no longer occur on the same day as widgets from the buyback division. I assume that's more a bug. Fix an issue with the effective Dragon Callus. I don't know, this effect was incorrect when receiving 2 or more consecutive attacks, and then other stuff. So yeah, without further ado, not really much else to say. Could go over the other stuff, but they're all available too if you want to get DRAPLINE yourself. I do recommend it. It's a good game, and yeah, not really much else to say. So again, no end screen here. This will be the end screen, so any videos, playlists that I'm linking to on this platform is here. But yeah, without further ado, if you have any other comments, questions, concerns, criticisms, advice, then you know what to do. Otherwise, again, I haven't done any homework myself, so I just literally play as I play and just feel like going off with a high HP, high strength coup, which again would have worked had it not been for the fact that I was being too safe with not being eaten by coup. But the opposite of that was dying to a boss, so shrug. But yeah, thank you for watching. Not going to take up much more of your time. Bye!